We need to talk about this Venezuela boat thing for a minute because supposedly, once again, they hit another one, right? Here's the thing that y'all need to understand: these people are watching your social media. So whenever you go, that's strange, how come, they know then how to fix their next one. Case in point. So supposedly the first Venezuela boat thing, right? That they showed, and it was an AI generated video, by the way, in case y'all didn't know this. But that first one that they showed supposedly had 11 people on it. And instead of intercepting them with a Coast Guard, supposedly they blew the boat up. Okay, first of all, why would you do that? If this was real, then one of two things happened. If it was real and they were in our waters, well, you just created crimes against humanity because you didn't give them due process or even a chance to actually live, right? But if it was in their waters, then you committed an act of war. And what's wrong with that? Right? Secondly, Venezuela didn't do anything in response. They'd already let you know this junk wasn't real, right? Not even a strongly worded letter, not really even anything in response. Third of all, everyone brought up the question of why are there 11 people on a fishing boat? When you are running, you are not packing your boat with 11 people. If you are trafficking, you ain't doing that either. Like, not that boat, because people pointed out that boat wouldn't have made it from Venezuela to the US. Too many holes in this. And then, two, when you watch it, nothing about it is clear. Nothing. It is grainy as if it's a 1990s video. Uh, we know that even a camera phone takes better photos than that. Okay? So, anyway, um, just too many holes with that. And then allegedly, this woman comes out to say that her husband was on the boat. And I just checked Snopes. And Snopes said they reached out to the person of New York Times who supposedly interviewed them, heard nothing back. So they can't even verify it. Well, why aren't they able to verify that this lady, the writer, actually interviewed the wife of a fisherman? And again, it's not verifiable still a month later. Too many holes in that story. So, as I said, they watch your social media, right? So the next boat only had 3 people on it because we already brought up how in the heck can 11 people be on that boat? So the next one was just 3 people, right? And even still, instead of giving these people due process, you are what? You are doing some dumb stuff, right? Oh, there's a video. I gotta see this video of this third one that supposedly just happened this week after the bombing at the Quantico, after the orange man went missing. Now we did another boat. Oh, hold on. And let's get back to this first one. So I'm reading this first one, the article about the first one, when they're like, Trump didn't know what to do about the Venezuela thing. And then they said, this right here put the icing on the cake for me, as ain't no way in hell this is real. Because it says, I'm gonna read it right here. It says, and this is an AP News, y'all. AP News. Within a week of his election, the Orange Man's election, Senator Lindsey Graham counseled the president-elect to quickly send a message to the drug cartels from the White House. Blow something up, Graham told Trump. Who? Of all the names you could have pulled out of the Senate, You pull Lindsay Lady Graham's, get the F out of here. Okay, yeah, no. All right. So, okay. So, hold on. So then, AP, AP, why are you being a sucker and printing this stuff? Because none of this is real. Um, Now I done slow down the computer. Hold on, y'all. Let me watch this video right quick. Oh, hold on. And with the first one, Snopes had spoken to Venezuela, and I think Venezuela is playing along a little bit because it said that um, Venezuela said they went to the town of the victims because they're trying to whatever. Like they always find this one little label to get and call somebody an enemy. That's the other thing people keep falling for. And then it's okay. So Cabello claimed that investigators had spoken to people in victims' towns without naming those towns, who said none were from the trend and none were traffickers. Cabello didn't say whether some of the victims might have been fishermen. However, there's no verifying these accounts at all. At all. Okay. Okay, so the second boat was supposed to be September 16th. And again, just 3 people this time. Um, and of course, he didn't say it in front of the news. He said it on that social media site. So, likely, considering this is the 16th, what's that boy name? Mueller. He likely posted that, of course. Um, and then they're like, what proof do they have that they were carrying anything of illegal substance? Oh, we have proof. All you have to do is look at the cargo that was splattered all over the ocean. Big old bags of cane and fentanyl. Yeah, okay. Oh, and this is the other thing that proves the other thing wrong, right? That boat 1 and boat 2 were not real, because the actual boat that the Venezuelan government talked about, these people didn't get blown up. These people were boarded by 18 Marines. So these ones are boarded, and by Marines at that. Military, are y'all not tired of being played with? Because this ain't real. None of this stuff is real. All these lies. Oh my God. Like the president said, the Venezuelan dude said, what are they looking for? Tuna? It's a fishing boat. What, they want a kilo of snapper? Now that's the only one he's talking about, because the other ones ain't real. Let's go to this third one. Oh, another point here. I just realized what day we learned about that first vessel. We first learned about it on September 2nd when he was missing, when those videos weren't even real videos. This ain't even a real presser. This is one I've already analyzed. So it definitely didn't happen. Now look at this shit. This is supposed to be the third boat, the one on October 2nd or whatever date.
This video of the attack. He says that it killed 4 men on a boat in international waters near Venezuela this morning. That strike coming as President Trump says the U.S. is now engaged in an armed conflict with terrorist drug cartels. That's according to a leaked confidential memo, by the way, to the White House that was sent from Congress, calling the cartels unlawful combatants against our country. Our Matt Rivers has been following this for us.
This is not a real, like, you don't do this to people just running drugs. Like, you just don't, unless you are a competing drug cartel, which I guess the government would be, right? Oh God. Why we keep believing this shit?
What we've seen from the Trump administration is a repeated willingness to go after these boats. We don't know the evidence they're using. They just say, we have evidence that this is definitely narco-terrorists on board. We have evidence that there are drugs on board. We don't know what that is. We're not getting a lot of clarity from the Trump administration about how they know this, supposedly. But allegedly, this is yet another strike in this same vein, and one the Trump administration seems willing to continue to do.
So that leaked confidential memo now that we just mentioned, a formal armed conflict. I mean, it sounds like war.
Leaked document. Okay. Leaked on purpose? Leaked to create a narrative? Because, again, don't know how you know that they are running drugs. Don't know. No transparency, no clarity. And in this administration, you'd be a dumbass to believe whatever they say without any evidence, like real evidence. Oh well. So here's the real interesting thing. They've accused the president of Venezuela of facilitating the drug trafficking, and then they also put a $50 million bounty on his head. After they boarded the fisherman boat, Maduro even came out and said, y'all trying to do a regime change. I'm not dumb. And you know what? I believe he is correct. We are run by criminals. But stop believing this shit. None of it is real.